Good morning, all of you. So today we are starting the new chapter, chapter 12. Aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acids. Okay. Now, first we will take aldehydes and ketones. Carboxylic acids part we will do later. So, let me erase this and let these two be written. Aldehydes and ketones. Now, when we talk that aldehydes and ketones, first we discuss about their structure. So, RCHO are aldehydes. If we take particularly any R, then let us take CH3, C double bond O, H. This is acetaldehyde in common naming. Okay. In IUPAC nomenclature, it will be known as ethanol. Similarly, we can take another example. This is aliphatic aldehyde. This is aromatic aldehyde. CHO. This is named as benzaldehyde. Now, other than these two, one more structure. This is cyclohexane. If cyclohexane is having CHO group attached to it, then it is known as cyclohexane carbaldehyde. Okay, cyclohexane carbaldehyde. So, acetaldehyde, benzaldehyde, cyclohexane carbaldehyde. These are basic aldehydes which we can discuss. Now, the properties of this and this are going to be same. The properties of benzaldehyde will be different from acetaldehyde and cyclohexane carbaldehyde. After this, we talk about ketones. R, C, double bond O, R, or we can use R dash. These are ketones. Simplest ketone, the first ketone is CH3, C double bond O, CH3, that is acetone. Okay, or in IUPAC, propan 2-O. Though the nomenclature of aldehydes, ketones and acids we have done in class 11, but little discussion we are taking again. For more details, you have once again to go through those classification which we have studied in class 11. Now, the aldehydes and ketones are more commonly known by their common names rather than their IUPAC names. More examples we take. This is aldehyde. OH group is attached here. So this is on second. This is the main functional group. So this will become as hydroxy. So 2-hydroxy benzaldehyde. This is 2-hydroxy benzaldehyde. Then again COCH3. This is commonly known as acetophenone. This is acetophenone. But in IUPAC naming, if we come, then this will become as the main chain and this will be treated as substituent. Because functional group is attached to this carbon, so numbering will be from here 1 and 2. So it is 1 phenyl and this is ethanol. So it will be ethanol. 1 phenyl ethanol. Okay. Now more examples we take. It is CH2CHO. In this condition, again, because the functional group is present in the side chain, alkane chain, hence now it will be treated as main chain and this will be treated as substituent. Because functional group is this, so numbering will start from this end 1 and 2. So it is 2 phenyl and this is ethanol. This is 2 phenyl ethanol. Okay. One more example we take. Let us make double bond over here. Okay. Now this is actually one. This is one only carbon atom. So 1,1,diphenyl methanol, and in common naming it will be known as benzophenone. This is benzophenone. Okay, so this is something about the naming and nomenclature of aldehydes and ketones. Next thing we come about its structure. At what acting? Now, if we see aldehyde, these two bonds may be by H, or these two bonds may be one by H and one by alkyl group. If it is a ketone, then both these groups will be alkyl groups. Okay. Now, if we see the carbon atom, which is a carbonyl carbon atom, is having one pi bond. Okay. And the carbon atom is having 3 sigma bonds. 1, 2 and 3 sigma bonds. Okay. Now, if we see, when this is double bond, this bond will pi bond, when it will take part in the reaction, that time its separation will be that this oxygen will acquire negative and this carbon will acquire positive charge. So this manner it will open up to separate into negative and positive charge on carbon and oxygen atoms. Okay. Now in haloalkanes and the alcohols, we had seen that most of the reactions were substitution reactions, but here in this case, because of the presence of double bond, the type of reactions, the chemical properties of aldehydes and ketones are mainly based on addition type. They give addition type reactions. Okay. But before we come to their properties, first we have to discuss about the methods of preparation. Okay. So now we come to methods of preparation. Methods of preparation. Okay. The methods which we are discussing now are the methods of preparation which are common for aldehyde and ketone both. Okay. So methods of preparation for aldehydes and ketones, common method. Now these all methods which we are going to study under the heading of method of preparation common for aldehydes and ketones are all old reactions already done by you either in the previous chapter or in class 11. Okay, so the first reaction in this category is oxidation reaction. We know that when alcohols are oxidized, they in first step give aldehydes and then on further oxidation they give acids. So here alcohols like RCH2OH when oxidized in presence of oxidizing agent like CrO3, chromium trioxide or chromic anhydride, then it gives you RCHO. Okay, aldehyde is obtained. We know that chromic anhydride stops the reaction at aldehyde stage. It is not converted into acid. Then instead of taking this alcohol is 1 degree alcohol. In the same reaction, instead of taking 1 degree, if we take 2 degree alcohol, RCHOH and CH3. Okay, same CrO3 is used. Then as a product it will give you RC. The CHOH will give C double bond O and CH3. This is a ketone. Okay, so this will give you a ketone. If 1 degree alcohol is used for oxidation, it gives aldehyde. If 2 degree is used, it gives ketone. So this is the first method by which we can prepare both aldehydes as well as ketones. Now we come to the next method. This method is already done by you in the previous chapter, alcohols as chemical property of alcohol to give aldehydes and ketones. Now the next method is also the previous chapter reaction, that is dehydrogenation reaction. Dehydrogenation reaction. Okay. In this reaction also the same products are obtained, the same reagents are used. The only difference is that the catalyst used here is different. So again RCH2OH, this is 1 degree alcohol when treated in presence of copper at 573 Kelvin, it undergoes dehydrogenation. Dehydrogenation discussed by us how RC, here is OH, this C has 1 H here, 1 H here. In dehydrogenation, 1 H from oxygen and 1 H from this carbon is lost, minus H2, and what is left is RCHO. So we get here RCHO. Aldehyde is obtained by dehydrogenation. Similarly, instead of 1 degree, if 2 degree alcohol is used, CHOH and CH3, this is 2 degree, 573 Kelvin, will give us product as RC double bond O CH3. That is a ketone. A ketone is produced. So this is the second method again by which we can produce both aldehyde as well as ketone. Okay. Now we come to third method. Third method is ozonolysis. Ozonolysis of alkenes. Okay. This method was done by us in class 11th when we were doing chemical properties of alkenes. So what happens in this reaction? A simple alkene is taken, CH2 double bond CH2, When treated with ozone, then it undergoes addition of ozone across this double bond CH2CH2. Now both the carbon atoms are not connected directly, they are connected to each other through O, and remaining two oxygen atoms are connected in this manner. Okay. Now in the next step of this reaction, zinc in presence of H2O splits the molecule in two parts. CH2O, one part, CH2O, another part. So it will be CH2O, this part, CH2O. This CH2O can be rearranged as HCHO plus HCHO. That means if we take ethene as a starting material, then by ozonolysis we get two molecules of formaldehyde. Okay, that means if we want to get other products, acetaldehyde or ketone, we have to use a different alkene here. So what alkene we need to use if we want to get acetaldehyde and one ketone? So we will write another reaction taking the starting ethene such that it give us one acetaldehyde and one ketone molecule. Now we'll take a alkene C double bond C, okay, at CH3 2 degree. This side of the double bond we have taken a 2 degree carbon atom. This side we have again taken a 1 degree carbon atom having one methyl. Okay. Now when this undergoes ozonolysis O3, then again the same manner. Now this double bond will break and carbon will not be attached directly but through one oxygen atom. So C, O, C. These two C. This C is attached to CH3 and another CH3, and this C is attached to one H and one CH3. Okay, and remaining two oxygens, one here and one. Okay, this is the intermediate. Now in the next step what will happen? In presence of zinc and H2O, this will dissociate into two parts. One part is CH3COCH3, CH3COCH3 plus another part is CH3CHO, CH3CHO. So when we started with this alkene, then two products we got. One is ketone and another is acetaldehyde. Okay, so this is ozonolysis of alkenes. Okay, now last method of preparation for aldehyde and ketone, both common. Fourth method, that alkynes. Hydration means addition of water. When alkynes are hydrated, they give aldehydes as well as ketones. So now we will write the reaction. Alkyne, let us start with the simplest alkyne, CH triple bond CH. When it undergoes hydration in presence of HgSO4 and H2SO4. Okay. Then in the first step, water molecule will be added. Because the molecule is symmetrical, any side H and any side OH can be added. So let us just add it. One side OH, another side H. Okay. Now, in this molecule, what will happen? Rearrangement, tautomerism will take. When double bond will shift here, what will happen? This carbon atom will have only one. Let me explain you separately here. C double bond C, H, H, and H and OH. Now, what we are saying that the double bond will shift here. So, what will happen? This C will have double bond O. Now this double bond, when O is having double bond, this H cannot be with O. Now this H has to shift. Now suppose when this bond has shifted here, now this carbon which is attached this side has one bond here H, one bond here H, and double bond has shifted. So this carbon has one bond less. So the hydrogen which is present here will shift to this carbon, so that this carbon also has its 4 valency satisfied. Okay. Now, so what will happen? That this bond is shifting here, and because this bond is shifting here, so H will shift here. So we will get C, H2 is already here, one more H, CH3, single bond C, double bond O, H, aldehyde. Okay, CH3, CHO this is. So when a starting material is taken as ethyne or acetylene, then on hydration it gives you acetaldehyde. Now if any other aldehyde or ketone is to be obtained, then we need to change the starting materials. So let us start the reaction again with taking propyne instead of ethyne. Now we will take here propyne. So CH3 single bond C triple bond CH is propyne. Okay. When it is hydrated in presence of HgSO4 and H2SO4. So in first step, water molecule will be added. Now OH part, negative part, water will dissociate as HOH, positive, negative. Negative will go to that carbon atom having less number of hydrogens. So the first step will be OH coming to this, so CH, CH3, C, OH coming here, double bond is left, and H coming to this to form CH2. Now again in this molecule, tautomerism rearrangement will take place and double bond will come to this, and because double bond is moving, so this carbon will have one bond less, so this H will come here, and the final product will be CH3, C double bond, single bond CH3, that is acetone. So by taking propyne we can obtain acetone by this reaction. Okay. So these are 4 methods by which we can prepare aldehydes as well as ketones. Now as I told you that there are methods by which, now these were the methods by which we can prepare both. Now we have to come to those methods by which only aldehydes and only ketones can be prepared. So first we come to those methods by which we can prepare only aldehydes. So method for aldehyde. So methods of preparation for aldehydes only. In this category, the first reaction which comes is Rosenmund reaction, or we can also call it Rosenmund reduction. Because now in this method, RCOCl is taken as starting material. RCOCl is acid chloride. So, in this reaction, RCOCl is taken as starting material. RCOCl is acid chloride. When acid chlorides are reduced in presence of palladium and BaSO4, then they are reduced to form RCHO. Okay, this is known as Rosenmund reaction or Rosenmund reduction, when acid chlorides react with hydrogen in presence of palladium and barium sulfate to give aldehyde. By using aromatic acid chloride, they can also be reduced in the same reaction conditions to form aromatic aldehydes. Okay. So both aliphatic as well as aromatic aldehydes can be obtained by this method. Now, by this reaction, if we use HCOCl to form, actually what should be formed? HCHO by same reaction conditions. HCOCl cannot be used in this reaction to form formaldehyde because HCOCl is unstable. So because it is unstable, it cannot give you formaldehyde. So in this reaction, formaldehyde cannot be produced because the starting material HCOCl is highly unstable. Okay, so this method is suitable for preparing aldehydes, any aldehyde other than formaldehyde, and aromatic aldehydes also. Clear? This is Rosenmund reduction. Now the second method which is used to prepare only aldehydes is Stephen's reaction or reduction. Okay. Now, the starting material which is used in Stephen's reaction is RCN. Nitriles are used. When these nitriles are reduced in presence of SnCl2 plus HCl. Now actually this SnCl2 plus 2HCl reacts to form SnCl4 plus 2 hydrogens are released. Okay, so these 2 hydrogens actually are reacting with nitriles to give you product. So this is not the main part of the main reaction, just to understand how it generates the hydrogen. Okay, when these react, intermediate is formed, like here actually it is RC triple bond N. So it will form RC, one H will come here, and RNH is formed as an intermediate. This is known as imine. So imines are formed in this reaction as intermediate, which on further hydrolysis will give RCHO plus ammonia is produced as byproduct. Okay, so this reaction or reduction is known as Stephen's reduction. It can also be used to prepare aromatic aldehydes in the same manner. Instead of RCN, if the starting material taken is aromatic molecule, then it will reduce in presence of SaCl2 plus HCl to form intermediate in the first step like CH triple double bond NH, which on hydrolysis will give benzaldehyde as the product. Okay, so this is Stephen's reduction. Okay, so today we stop here. Now more reduction reactions we'll see tomorrow. Okay, thank you all.